camera is off the rails a bit. Hello and welcome once again to Sable's WorldForge. How is everyone today? Yes, hey Song, yes, we were kind of concerned about you. We hadn't heard from you in a while. Glad you're here. Hello James, first in the chat, as always, lapping for life. Hi Kayetan, good to see you today. Hello Rogue Rider. Good afternoon from Central Time. Yes, good afternoon from Pacific Time. It's good to see you. Amélie, ASC, bonjour, ça va aujourd'hui? Natalia is here. I wish I knew how to say hello properly in Dutch. I love our international audience. I just think you guys are the coolest because you're from everywhere, and that's awesome. Yeah. Moonflower is here. Uh-oh, Moonflower is upset, but we'll be fine in a bit. Do you want to talk about it? Andelian is here. Good day. In Estonia. I should learn how to say hello in Estonian, too. Just swamped with work stuff, says Esong. Okay, yeah, that's legit. You're just back to work, so, you know. How are you finding it after the break? Is it good to be back to work?
That's Natalia plugging her books.
Natalia is plugging her books. All right, because we'll definitely look at Natalia's books. Emily is finished with her shower and brushing her teeth just in time. That's perfect. And I don't even know how to pronounce that, even seeing it in print. Kajetan, I'm terrible. In Polish, it would be Desien Dolbry? I'm sure that's terribly wrong. Emily is literally in the dark today. Her light burnt out, and she thinks it burned some of the plastic too, so the light is not working. Ah! That is annoying. I can relate. We live in this little shitbox house, and we have to play Nicky Nicky Nine Breakers. It's a thing. Natalia is inviting us to a Facebook event. There will be a Q&A about the next week's release of her short story collection, Unexpected. Please come or leave a question. The N with the accent aigu is how I would know it from French, but I'm sure it's ni. All right.
Jenny Dobry.
Is that it? Jenny Dobry? Well,
yeah.
If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry, but...
Jenny Dobry.
Yes. Jenny Dobry. Nice. Ter in Estonian? Or tere?
Terra.
And Dutch is just hello, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because English is Dutch with fucked up accents.
Yeah. English Dutch with weird phonics.
It's so interesting reading or listening to Dutch when you are an English speaker, right? Because you're listening to it and then you pick up like every third word when you're listening to it, and you can read 90% of it when you're reading it. So it's... Moonflower says, my friend from Iran was being mean without actually meaning to. Ah. He was trying to take out his upsetness from his audition being rejected on a game and inadvertently took it out on me instead. Boo. Yeah, pronounce the E and trill the R. I'm terrible with trilling my R's. Terre. Nope. Terre. 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 Fuck. Terre. There, that's better. Well, terre. All right, cool. Well, thanks for educating me, guys. I'm always eager to know about other languages. Okay, I'm not on Facebook, so I'm not going to the Facebook event, I'm afraid. But I will repost it in the chat because I think that it would be cool for those of you who are on Facebook to go and support. And we will look at Natalia's pre-orders here. As you can tell, I'm in a different chair today, so I'm like lower to the ground. And I guess I should put that up on the screen if I want people to see it, shouldn't I?
You're not lower to the ground. You're the same height you've always been.
Yes, but I'm sitting lower to the ground.
Yes.
Yes. If you must be Mr. Technical. Mr. Technical. Alright, so those are her books. Awesome. And a bunch of different places that you can get them at. I'll repost that in the chat so people can check it out. Definitely all for supporting the community. So, and Natalia's a good writer, so. But yes, I'm back to editing Book of Secrets, says Natalia. Makes sense. Dillian says, I can speak some on my stream in the morning if anyone wants lessons. Hell yes, I'm always interested in learning other languages. I really believe it's important to try to communicate with people in as many different ways as we communicate with people. I'm always wanting to learn more languages. You know, even just hello can do so much to break a barrier because, you know, you sense that people are trying, you know, and I think that makes a difference. Right, especially in this age when everyone just assumes that you speak English and some people are rude about speak English, you know. I think that's just ignorant. I think that it's stupid to not want to learn other languages. So, yes, I would always love to learn more.
There was a feat in one of the games that I played, right? It was called that you could take called yelling at foreigners.
Oh God, yeah, those.
And basically, what it did was, as long as you raised your voice and spoke really slow, foreigners understood what you were saying.
Which would explain the logical reason for people to talk to people who don't speak their language in the stupid way in which they do. Yeah.
Slowly and loud, like
that. Yeah, like that matters. Slowly can sometimes help, right? If you're just learning a language, that can help. Loudly doesn't make any fucking difference. Yeah. Kalyatan says, I'm a bad person. I started a new world today on World Anvil despite having a lot of other worlds to work on. That's not bad. So what? Everybody does it. I have a million projects going at any given time, so. Yeah, slowly helps a lot. Points out Moonflower. Loudly can make it easier or harder. Yeah, and for the record, friend has already apologized. Yeah, I hear ya. Oh, and hey, Daz, good to see you. Welcome.
Oh, hi, Daz.
So today, what we are going to do, at least what I am going to do, is I'm going to work on the editing that I didn't get done on Wednesday. And then I am going to work on my military ranks for the Avalonian Imperial Navy, which is the project that I have been working on. And I don't know, what are you working on today, babe?
I am working on compiling a list of alternate force powers for our game.
Nice. Nice, so that's what we were working on. Natalia's a bad person too, she says. She has 4 to 6 projects that she's working on. Why, you know, mess with the creative muse, right? The truth is, world building will never be done. I will die, and I will not have put everything I wanted to onto the Toysoldier site. You know, never mind the Weird West one. So, yeah. It's okay. So, what are you guys working on today? And, you know, does anybody... We are doing showcases today. I would like to alternate them with sprints, though, to make sure that we get some work done. But, you know, that is an option. So if you're wanting to share, feel free. I finished my hero challenge, by the way. I don't expect to win because it is... okay, I have received critique before, rightfully, on the sheer amount of text that I churn out with some of these. This is really close to the word count limit of 2,500 words. I think it's like almost 2,400. Oh, and hey, check it out with the new header bar thing. that Dimmy added, we put this, a link to our coffee, because, you know, every now and then we get coffees, but it's not on every page. Our Patreon is on every page. And hey, sometimes people have a couple bucks they want to throw at you, right? But they're not prepared to make a commitment over a year. And, you know, times are tough. I get that. So we put that there, and I figure that, I mean, that's my allowed box that I've configured, right? That's what, you know, the shape of the container I'm using. But I will use my quote box, which is red, if I have a special announcement, like, you know, the Kickstarter is on, stuff like that. So it'll look like that more. So I thought that was very handy. I may do other things with it. I haven't decided yet, but that's what it occurred to me to do right now, so that's what I did. Is anybody else using it? Moonflower looks at their 20 plus World Anvil worlds, looks at their 100 plus Scrivener projects, looks straight ahead. Uh-oh. That's great. Emily says, oh yes, I'm doing that too for the Flash Challenge. I prefer to make a very big and complete article than several small ones. Me too. I'd rather have it all where it needs to be and have all the information that I require. And I still don't have the information I require, right? This is Elatha. I'm talking about my hero challenge for the moment, right? I'll put the link in the chat if you guys want to look at it. Feel free. But it's, yeah, right. I've received critique on the amount of text as opposed to like pretty graphics and stuff before. And sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. But I have information that are secrets that I'm going to add after the challenge because it would bring it over the word count limit. And really, I don't need it unless you are of a particular subscriber group. So my subscribers will have to wait. So, yeah. All right, and we have a showcase from Kayatan, so we will put it up and get ready to read it after the first spread. We're going to shut down Natalia's book links now, namely because I need to have some tab discipline. Aha! Faster than light travel, warp speed. Excellent. Okay, I look forward to this article. I'm always for... I don't think there's enough science fiction on World Anvil. I like to see it when it's there, so I'm looking forward. Can I remind you if there's a big challenge in March or April? I haven't got a fucking clue. I don't know. Probably April, I'd imagine, because we just had the hero challenge. We had a flash challenge here. So I hate having to click on multiple links to navigate everywhere and find information, says Emily. Big articles are better. Is it an insect or a spaceship on the top of my article? It is a spaceship. It is, there are spaceships that are made from seeds of a giant tree in my universe. This is actually a modified sort of ash seed, if you will. So, not all the ships are like that. The ones they discovered first and the ones that the elves use are giant seeds from giant trees that they call trees of life. And the, basically everybody else uses a technology called a spin dizzy, which I named after technology that was in classic science fiction work, Cities in Flight, by a guy named James Blish, which you should read if you have not read it. And, you know, it's an homage to him, right? And basically it creates a gravity well and motive force. So, you know, these guys can do it naturally, though. The windows are modified afterwards. And yes, it sort of is supposed to look like an insect and like a seed and like a spaceship. So clearly the artist, Aaron Siddall, in the case of this particular image, did the job. So that's great. The hero is the big one in January. Flash is the small one in February. So I think the big one should be in March. I'll go check. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad you think this is cool. And Emily says community challenge in March, so it should be like the hero challenge. Yeah. So a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Trees of Life. Let's see if that turns it up. It did. So I'll put this in the chat because Emily was asking questions. This is about the tree and its seeds. Oh, hello! Welcome, readers! Harold's Table is joining us. Hi, Harold. How are you?
How you doing, Harold?
Yes, it's an amazing picture, says Emily. It makes me very curious about the world. Good! He's done the job! Natalia says, I mean, I have the release of Unexpected. I still need to edit Book of Secrets before the 31st of May. Need to edit Written in the Sand stories. Need to edit one Stories of the Night story and write one more. Translate and edit Nova Babylon before the 13th of August. This is also the case of the Striera. I need to write the 2 stories for Frozen Stars. And finally, I need to translate and edit The Rose and Serpent. So I'm in trouble. You have given yourself one hell of an agenda, and I have no pity for you other than I would do that. So, okay, so Daz has also redeemed a showcase, so we got a bit of a lineup here. So I guess I better get on to the sprint pretty quick. I'll show you guys.
Remember, you gotta read that in your kobold voice.
Oh, that's right. Kobold, Kipis.
Kipes.
Right, Kipes. Like kites. Kipes.
Kipes with a lot of S.
Kipes. I like him. I like that character very much. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for saving that for today so that I can do it, actually, because I like your Kipes articles. I think they're awesome. All right. What was I going to do here? I was going to... Yes. I got to go to the main Toysoldier page, I think. No, I don't. Okay. I have to fire up my article page. Wherever the fuck I put it. Right, because before I do anything else, I gotta put the final touches on my flash challenge, because I am just about done with that. So, let's get ready for the sprint, shall we? And then after the first sprint, we will read
on the 13th of August,
Kayatan's article.
There, James.
His birthday this year is on Friday the 13th. Well, based on the way luck has been going in 2020...
Templar. It's only relevant if you're a Templar.
Well, that's true.
I'm not a Templar.
That's true.
Oh, James went for his bath, so...
Okay.
He gets back.
That's right. Okay. So we're going to fire up this article, and we're going to put on a sprint. All right. And ready? We begin. Are you guys having problems with getting the thing to save your tags? I seem to put in a bunch of tags and sometimes they're just not there. Tuh. Cool. Well, there's a coffee link. Ah, fuck. Okay. I mixed it up then. Coffee link is on the rest of the pages, but not the first page. Well, then I'll put something else on the top. And I reload this. Oh, right, and I needed to make an elf or WorldForge name generator. Okay. That was what I needed to do. Which I've already done, I just gotta copy paste it, basically.
Are you paying attention to chat there, babe?
I was not.
Twinkles just came in and brought a Valentine's Day poem for people.
Aw.
For a showcase.
That is awesome. Oh, and Macaro also has a showcase. Well, we're going to be busy.
We're showcasing a lot of articles.
And I'm sorry, yes, I was going to sing today, James, but I completely forgot, and I have not practiced the song. So I will have to take a rain check on that. I hope that's okay. Oh no, that was earlier, I guess, that the Macaro had a showcase. So I'm sorry, I'm still not ready. I don't want to sing a song I don't know. Okay, we will put up Twinkle's poem for showcase too, and happy Valentine's Day to you too. All right. We'll put that with the showcases over here. All right, and then, okay, back to this. Now, what was I doing here? Hmm. It didn't register any of that for some reason. I thought something was going horribly wrong there. Alright, you pain in the frickin' butt. Okay, that's what I thought. And that's the sprint. I'm just gonna finish this up here if you guys don't mind. That didn't change at all. Shit. Alright, what's the last thing I should have there? Authority armor. Alright. Okay, it did work. I have that twice. That is kind of stupid. Alright. It's fine. It's fine now. Did this get broken? Damn it. Alright, so this is going to take a bit to fix, I guess. I have too much information in here is the problem, I think. Okay, there's where I was. That's what I needed to know. Alright, so, first showcase. Sorry about that, guys. I am now a patron! Mwahaha! Says Moonflower. Yay! Thank you! Congratulations and welcome aboard! Yay! We're glad to have you, Moon. That's awesome. Twinkle says, don't buy things for Valentine's Day, but love people on Valentine's Day. Not necessarily romantic love either. All kinds of love. That's right. That's right. Do not fall into the commercial bullshit, right? Valentine's Day should be about all forms of love. Certainly, if you're going with the whole Saint Valentine's, like origin tale, then that wasn't about romantic love necessarily, because he was a saint. He was about just, you know, love in general. And if you're going with the ancient pagan origin stuff, it was a sex holiday. Had nothing to do with love at all. So let's make it a modern tradition and make it about love, period. Love of friends, love of community, like you guys. And we love you. We don't do a lot of big Valentine's celebrations around here at the house. We kind of believe that, you know, gifts should be spontaneous and should be every day, right? A cookie and $20 from your parents. That's nice. See, there you go. Twinkle says, Mr. Twinkle and I are going to watch a movie later, and I should call my mom also. Yes, that's a good idea. Neat, the $20 was inside the cookie. It was kind of weird, but cool. That is kind of weird, but I like it. Yeah, no rom-com, says Twinkle. Even though Caluton suggested it. I was thinking about something Star Wars, actually. Exactly, right? You know, isn't a gift more thoughtful, right? Or something you're doing more thoughtful when it's about what you genuinely like? You know? I'm a nerd. Right? Some of the coolest stuff I've ever been given, right, was like, you know, when I was into Harry Potter, like a Harry Potter cup, right? And I mean, like, I still like Harry Potter, I just don't like J.K. Rowling, so, you know. Right? And like a little figurine of a pirate and a cannon, which is plastic, which is still sitting on my desk, right there. Actually, I'll show you. See, this is Sable the pirate captain. And her cannon. Aha! And for May the 4th, I got a May the 4th be with you card. Which was, you know, Leia and Han, you know, I love you, I know. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Okay. Maybe The Mandalorian or The Last Jedi, says Twinkle. I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker yet. Me neither. So I'm trying to get through the more recent Star Wars movies again. Yeah, I hear ya. Emily has it right. Yeah, the only St. Valentine's thing to remember is that tomorrow the chocolate will be on sale. That's right. Hi, Geeks Anonymous. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Not that I need more chocolate. There is no such thing as too much chocolate, Emily. No such thing. Not a thing. Kayatown wanted me to take a break. Okay, so I'm taking the break. I'm still running the sprint timer, though, just so I can keep track of time. Twinkle says, I want to write a story today about love, but I haven't decided whether it should be paternal, maternal, philosia, self-love. Good question. Self-love is good, too. You should love every day and not only today. Oh, and thank you for the posture check, James. Yeah, Geeks Anonymous says, woohoo, sex holiday. That's right. Dad says, it's the World Chocolate Day. That too. Wee-hee, sex holiday, agrees Twinkle. Yeah, and you guys agree with the love should be every day. Yeah, absolutely. Moonflower says, I like Valentine's Day as an indulge yourself holiday. There you go. Some people are repurposing it for that purpose. I like that myself, right? I think that focusing on romantic love, just gives you, obligatory purchase that you have to make that's good for, big chocolate companies that doesn't mean anything, B, requires generally women to be grateful for shit they didn't want, right? And C, makes people who are single feel like they're somehow failing because they're not in a romantic relationship, which is stupid. So yeah, I don't generally pay much attention to it other than, but as an indulge yourself holiday, it can be fun. Yeah, that's right. Amelie agrees we never really do a big thing in France for Saint Valentin. Valentin? Yeah, I don't know. I forget how to pronounce it in French. Couples are just going to the restaurant, but not this year, of course. It's very strange to see other countries' enthusiasm for it, especially with small children. I agree. Geeks agrees with my opinion about J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. Kajitan says the rom-com suggestion was meant to be a joke. Yeah, of course. And it did work. It worked fine. Yeah. Moonflower says you expect children not to get excited by candy? Yeah, any excuse for candy and kids are into it. Let's just be honest here. 3-4 years ago, Mr. Twinkle gave me a ukulele for Valentine's Day. Best gift ever. That is awesome. Can we see Mini You and Canon on the bigger screen? Okay. Okay, we'll do that when the next, happens. Yeah. Dad says, just ask Esong and her accidental $70 of truffles. Hashtag no regrets. That's right. Yeah, that's another thing, Emily. I agree completely. She says, we don't have school children exchange candy for St. Valentine's. They're not in love with each other. For me, it's more of an adult celebration, so that's why I was surprised. But yes, if candy is involved, they're obviously going to get excited. Since the supermarket has put up the chocolate weeks ago, I've been eating way too much holiday chocolate. Yeah, legit. Valentine's Day was always the absolute shits for me as a kid. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. I wasn't very popular at school. I was a geek. People used to beat me up, right? So I got no Valentines, and the popular girls got lots of Valentines. And that just got worse as we got older because I was pizza face geek and did early puberty at 11 and, right? And so by the time that I actually had gone through my awkward stage, which was about the time everybody else was starting it, 16, nobody was doing Valentine's at school anymore because it wasn't cool. We were too cool for that, right? So yeah, fuck Valentine's Day for kids. It's stupid. Just makes them depressed when they're not really, one of the popular kids. So, my partner hates chocolates, says Geek. I made them chowder instead. Flowers, they love chocolate. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, flowers are okay. I would much rather receive little geeky gifts that say that you realize that you know who I am, right? That for me is much more romantic. And no, I get you, Amelie. I agree with you completely, right? In previous discussions, people were saying some countries for young children have to buy chocolate and give it to everyone. Well, what we used to do is we get these like books of perforated, Valentines that you'd pop out, right? And then you'd sign them and you'd stick them in little envelopes on your classmates' desks. And fuck that noise. Just fuck it all completely. Moonflower says, honestly, the reason why Valentine's Day existed in my childhood was candy's on sale, and the Valentine's cards are cute and punny and make kids feel good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, except if you're not the popular kids, right? Natalia says, can someone help me with the part between the breaks? Two women were trying to calm her, but it was for naught. Oh, okay. Two women were trying to calm her, and you'll need to cross out the H there. You don't need an H in that. But to no avail is the words you're looking for there, Natalia. To no avail. There you go. Twinkle says, I used to beat up the bullies in school, taught them. Yeah, I was small and not very strong and not very good at sports right up until I was 16, in which case I was recovering from an eating disorder. So I started working out and I seriously weight trained. And then I beat up my school bully in a literal Charles Atlas story. It was actually a moment. Oh, hello, Angstaze. Welcome and thank you for the raid. For what it's worth, happy Valentine's Day to you if you celebrate it. And how was your stream? I hope we were just talking about how Valentine's with the focus on romantic love is probably not the best idea, and we think it should be more about self-love instead, right? Or, love between friends or family or just any kind of love. So Dad said, I was the geek girl with a dad who ran a boxing gym. Kid bullied me and I beat them up. Yeah, see? I literally beat up my childhood bully. It's a good story, actually. And thus I learned in my life that being nice is one thing, but some people, there's only one language they will understand, right? And if they're going to be mean and cruel to other people, sometimes you got to slap them back, right? Yeah, Moonflower's suggestion to Natalia works too. So does Cayetan's. Geek says Valentine's was awkward at my school when I was a kid. Everyone was supposed to bring Valentine's for everyone, but I was always too poor to do it. That's the other thing. Yep. Kids who are poor, that's not fair to them either, right? And the teachers always ended up getting mad at me, so I have a bit of a sordid history with it. Legit. Right? I don't know if you caught it when I was coming in, but I was one of the unpopular kids, and nobody gave me Valentine's. I gave Valentine's to other people. They didn't give any Valentine's to me. So I don't like Valentine's Day either. Amelie says to Twinkle, I was the same in primary school. I just ran after the annoying boys and annoyed my friends and hit them. That was, I did that, the boys, until they made me stop. Right? I have a story about that that's not a happy story that has to do with me hitting boys with my lunch kit when they snapped my bra strap. This goes to show you my early blooming. And I was told boys would be boys, and I should not hit them with a lunch kit. And I said, will you make them stop then? So, or I'm going to hit them. But that was not okay for me to defend myself against sexual assault as a child. Because that's how backward and fucked up my place was. And where the hell's Aaron? Is he taking a break? He didn't tell me. I must have been talking too much. Dad says, I'm 5'5", but I have muscles thanks to Dad. I have muscles now thanks to working out. And it's stayed with me my whole life. Emily hit one of the boys and shocked her teacher. Twinkle was huge and awkward until they were 14, and then everyone caught up because I stopped growing up. Dillian says, I got to wrestle my bully to the ground. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Moon was like, my classes were bring Valentines for everyone or don't bring any at all, and it was a special needs elementary school. It honestly was a good idea to help all us special eds kids feel better about ourselves. Okay, that's cool. I can get behind that. That sounds awesome, actually. You know? Oxazi says, okay, maybe I'll just sneak out the side door now. Esong says, when I taught high school, we celebrated Gal Valentine's Day and celebrated everyone in the class with a party. That's nice. Kayatan says, you don't agree, violence is never the answer. When people are delivering violence to you and they won't stop, violence is definitely the answer. I'm sorry, I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in turn the other cheek, and my life experience has taught me that sometimes people will only get it when they are punched back. So, and I wish that someone had given me permission to do it when I was younger, because I would have been saved a lot of pain and misery. These days, I mostly attack bullies with my tongue. So, but I like your emote there, Weird Wind. Looks like she's got a black eye. Esong says, I brought in a bunch of chips and drinks for the students, and each student got a heart paper cutout that everyone passed around and wrote words of affirmation on. That sounds awesome, too. Yeah, boys will be boys is so toxic. Boys will be held accountable for their actions. I certainly did. Wow, that's what I first hear dropping in here? Hi, Brian. Sorry, your timing was terrible. Yeah, James is like, yes, defending yourself regardless of what was wrong for no reason. Exactly. How dare I defend myself, right? Moon says, I was often the only one bringing Valentines. I would make them when we couldn't afford them, but it helped me and others feel important and special in a world that largely believes we're worthless. Well, clearly not. Violence brings more violence. Someone has to break the cycle. Yes, someone has to break the cycle of, people. We're not going to agree on this, Kajitan. My life experience teaches me that sometimes, I'm not going to stand there and let someone murder me with a knife. I'm not going to stand there and let somebody beat up somebody else. I'm not going to stand there and tolerate being hit by a bunch of people. I'm going to hit them back. And if you think that makes me a bad person, I'm really okay with that. Because I have been in situations where that has been necessary. So. And I can break the cycle all I want, but if I'm dead and the other person is broken, then that's what, no. Anyway, I'm not going to have a debate about it right now. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to agree with me. And I admire you if you're that committed to pacifism. I really do. But I used to be a nice person. All right. Computer restarted randomly. I never said that you were a bad person. I know you didn't. And it's okay. We can agree to disagree on this one. Twinkle says, people are going to do violence regardless. If you can mitigate the worst violence with more controlled violence, do it to save a life. I don't think it should be a first resort, for sure. Right? But I do think there's a point where, that's it. Right? So, okay. Let's do a showcase. Because I'm talking too much. We're going to look at Cayetan's article, The Alcubierre Renard Drive Technology, which of course is a warp drive for those of you who are not familiar, which I am very excited about reading his warp drive. If the page ever fucking loads. And by the way, hi Brian, good to see you. Do 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 do. Okay. Alcubierre Renard Drive. The Alcubierre Renard Drive, known also as the Renard Warp Drive, is the technology used by human starships to travel faster than light. Workings. The drive works by warping space-time around a vessel, which allows it to move faster than light. The operation's energy requirement is massive, so all starships are powered by 2 reactors. The first one is a fusion reactor, which powers all the ship's systems, and the second one is a zero-point reactor, which powers the FTL drive. Zero-point reactor. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Nice. Okay. History. Discovery. The concept of the drive was proposed by, you need the word by, Miguel Alcubierre at the end of the 20th century. But for a long time, I would say, right there, it was impossible to build it. You've got built, but you need the D at the end of that, in that tense. It was impossible to build it because of the energy requirements. Yeah. Or energy requirement works too, I guess. Throughout the wars caused by the climate change and after the London summit, research in new energy sources was booming. Okay. Throughout the wars caused by the climate change, comma, and after the London summit, research in new energy sources was booming, comma, continue on in the same sentence, because otherwise these are 2 broken ideas. It resulted in expansion of fusion energy and in 2200 to the construction of a first zero-point reactor. A physicist, Michael Renard, saw this as an opportunity, you got you there, but yeah, to improve Alcubierre's idea, and it's either and build the drive with a D, or and he built the drive, right? One or the other there, right? And this is how the Alcubierre Renard drive was born. Test flights. Between 2235 and 2240, a series of test flights, it should be test flights plural, and were performed. The prototype drive was installed aboard an old 20th to 21st century space shuttle. The initial tests weren't very successful. The shuttle barely got to the moon. In 2238 came a breakthrough. At that time, the idea of separating, it's S-E-P-A-R-A-T-I-N-G, there is how separating should be spelled, the drive's power. At the time, the idea of separating the drive's power and power to other systems into 2 reactors came. Okay. I would say in 2238 came a breakthrough when the drive's power and power to other systems were separated into 2 reactors, is how I would put that. This, rather than it, allowed it's a bit I know this is about the difference between Polish and English grammar, right? This allowed the energy of the zero-point reactor to focus on the drive, is how that should be said, right? That time, the shuttle flew to Mars and back in about 2 hours. Nice. It proved that the engine worked. It's still past tense, so it needs to be worked, not works, right? And the government approved the construction of a bigger vessel. Journey of USS Explorer. In the end of 2255, USS Explorer, the first human starship capable of FTL travel, left Earth for its maiden voyage. Just 10 days after leaving the solar system, the ship encountered an Elam vessel and made first contact. Awesome. A sapient humanoid species and member species of the Galactic Federation. So is this like a Star Trek world? Because this is cool, right? I'm checking now. This looks cool, by the way. I'm into science fiction 100%. So my idea for the world is to have a feeling of real world science being the basis, but leaving some things to reader imagination. Yeah, that's very cool. And here's a little bio on Michael Renard. Michael Renard was from a mixed English-French family. No matter how wealthy his family was in the past, the wars and ecological disaster made them poor. Michael was the first generation of the family who is the word you're looking for there, right? Managed to heighten his standard of living. Oh,
Sorry about that.
yeah, what happened there?
I was installing another monitor and accidentally rebooted my computer.
I was wondering. I was going to come out and check on you in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just finishing up Cayetan's...
I was playing Captain Plug and Play.
Okay, I'm looking at Cayetan's article right now. I'm just finishing up his critique. Or his showcase. Right. Okay, Michael was the first generation of the family who managed to heighten his standard of living. Heighten is spelt wrong there. It's got an E before the I after the first H, right? He was a professor of physics at the Sorbonne University in Paris, France. He was fascinated by the possibilities of the new zero-point reactor and saw the endless possibilities for using that energy. I would just say he was fascinated by the new zero-point reactor and saw the endless possibilities for using that energy. You don't need the possibilities twice there, right? Then he came across, you got an extra C in across, the work of Miguel Alcubierre from the late 20th century, describing a method of faster-than-light travel. Renard was certain that with the zero-point reactor, the energy requirement could be met rather than can. And your grammar in English is improving all the time, Cayetan. I'd like to say you're... Like, I wish I could pick it up this fast. I only tell you because I think that, you know, you care. So if you don't care, tell me to shut up and I won't tell you. But, like, this is great. I'm into this. I'll point out, by the way, that USS stands for United States Star or Ship, right? United States Ship. So was it the United States that went to space first? If not, you may want to change the designation, right? Maybe they have something called, you know, TSS, right? Terran Starship, right? The British use HMS, right? Her Majesty's ship, right?
Or His Majesty's ship.
Or His Majesty. Yeah, right, exactly.
And
right?
we use in Canada, we use HMCS, which is his or Her Majesty's Canadian ship.
Right. So.
And they use HMAS in Australia.
And so on, right? So, just a thought. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just something I thought perhaps you didn't know. In my world, it means United Starship. It will be explained. Okay. All right. So you thought about that. So that's great. What did we do to our audio? It's really good even with both of you on at the same time. No echoes. The answer is I am in a completely other room on my webcam mic with the door shut. that is what
I'm in the living room.
Yeah. Thanks, Oxhaze. That's useful, actually. Yep. Ship prefix. All right. Now, what did I miss? Yeah. Luckily, no need for violence here. Only love, says Geeks. That's right. No violence here. right?
What? No violence? I'm fucking out of here. What I come here for if it weren't for violence?
I'm reminded of what when I was first winning over our formerly stray cats, who are now like, well adapted house cats, who like own the place. I used to, gently pat the skitchy one, which was Ash, when he was eating, and I used to say, "No one will hurt you here, only loves." Only loves, right? So that's what I think of now. And actually, I really like that because, I was really being as gentle and as loving as I possibly could, right? So I immediately feel that way when I hear that phrase. I like it. So that was Mr. Twinkle. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, Moonflower says everyone needs to see what Twinkle put in their Discord. Besides, everyone knows Sims is about making your own version of Saw, not playing Dollhouse. It's true. Yeah, that was Mr. Twinkle. Mr. Twinkle is right. I don't know anybody who actually like plays Sims the way they intended it to be played. Weirdwin says, "Nah, saw lots of cheap budget and junkyard items. Sims is way too expensive for that." Or saw used lots of cheap budget and junkyard items. Sims is way too expensive for that. Yeah, legit. Yeah. Natalia says, boyfriend? Yeah, wants me to go to bed. I don't want to, but I'm editing all day, so maybe it's a smart idea. You do have to sleep sometime. Right? So the question is, can you sleep? If you can sleep, maybe you should try?
No new mic.
Yeah.
Some science, Gadsden. It's got to be consistent with science.
Doesn't have to be. Well, science fiction does, generally, yeah.
Yeah, he was asking how much science does science fiction usually need.
Yeah.
It's got to be consistent with what we believe of science at the time it's written.
Yeah, mostly, anyway. Yeah.
Star Wars is not science fiction.
Yeah. You are really clear today, dear. You must have a good connection for a change.
Strange.
You were not as clear when you first plugged in, but now you really are.
Oh. I don't know what I did differently.
Yeah.
Misfiled as science fiction.
Okay, this depends on who you were asking.
They file Mein Kampf as philosophy, too.
If you ask people who are actually in the science fiction industry, who publish science fiction and edit science fiction and write science fiction, they will tell you that Star Wars is science fantasy or perhaps pure fantasy. Right. They will not tell you it is science fiction. On the other hand, the rest of the world, who does not publish or write or edit science fiction, says that Star Wars is science fiction. So that really depends upon your perspective, I guess.
Way too much magic in it for science fiction.
Personally, I think there's way too much argument about what qualifies as science fiction. I think that people think about it a little bit too much. And if you want to write hard science fiction that's consistent with science as we currently understand it, good for you. And if you don't, good for you. Right? They file them all in the same section of the fucking bookstore. Yeah. So. Space elves, anybody? Yep. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah. I am definitely in the... me and my space elves are in science fantasy, and I'm fine with that. Yep, and I agree with that completely. And yes, Vulcans are often used as an example of space elves. Kalyatan, actually, they're kind of the classic example. But yeah, and Anastasia says, and I agree, hard science fiction and soft science fiction are different, but both valid. Yep, absolutely, 100%.
And Toysoldier is not science fiction.
Well, it sort of is, actually. It turns out it's science fiction. right? Because there's actually it's magic that depends on sort of science. So it's science fantasy. Anyway.
Yeah, it's fantasy.
Okay, guys. Um, I realized that there's like 2 minutes on this sprint timer, but I'm past the time for my first break, right? And we are due for another sprint. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah, and 100% Calutan, that's generally the current theory. If it includes faster than light travel, it is probably considered to be soft science fiction currently.
Yep.
Right. By the way,
I like science fantasy too, but it's not science fiction,
yeah,
Twinkles.
yeah, no,
That's my argument.
and I don't care. Here's me not caring. Yeah. Yes. And that's another thing too, actually, Ongstaze. Science fiction is a contaminated genre. One exploding spaceship, and you're in science fiction. Okay, as a
In your
caveat
opinion.
to, well, other people say that, right? You know, as a
Other people are wrong too.
as a caveat to what I previously said, which kind of, shoots down my argument about, this is what the people who do it say versus this is what the people who watch other people do it say, right? I once submitted a Toysoldier saga story to a fantasy magazine and was rejected because they read the first paragraph and said, if there's a space station in it, it is not fantasy. So I didn't read any of the rest of it. They just read the first paragraph. They saw there was a space station, decided it was science fiction, and they were not interested. So, and this is a pro fantasy paying market. So there you go. I am really tempted to out them because I am going to laugh my ass off in the future. But anyway, um, yeah, true enough. Ongsize
Oh, I
says,
agree with you, Anxaze. They're just wrong.
yeah. Yeah, and then Margaret Atwood argues that she doesn't write science fiction. She writes speculative fiction, which is so much superior to science fiction because her stuff could actually happen, even though her most successful books are basically 1984 with Misogyny, right? And The Island of Dr. Moreau after the apocalypse.
Yep.
So she can kiss my ass. Okay.
She wouldn't know an original idea if it jumped up in the face and or jumped up into her face and slapped her.
Yep. Yep. No, Ongsaze has a point there. Like she's right in that is how people file things, right? Rightfully or wrongfully, yeah, one exploding spaceship and you're in the science fiction section. You know, you have an AI and you're probably in the science fiction section. Speculative fiction has become the term for fantasy and science fiction collectively, yes, but people used to use it in more of a magical realism kind of sense. Okay, do you guys want to talk about this all day? Because we can, right? There's so many different opinions about this, right? And like, because I could tell you all about how magical realism is also a loaded term, right? Because the guy who kind of coined it was specifically Spanish, right? And then, and Hispanic, right? And they believe that is legit. So, right, and only stories from those cultures can call themselves magical realism. So, yeah, yeah. And Anastasia totally has a point, right? She is right in that if you put an exploding spaceship in it, you're going to end up in the science fiction section, regardless of whether the whole rest of the plot is a murder mystery. So, okay, yes, I want more showcase. Well, first we're going to have more sprint, which means we're going to have a break, and I'm going to take it right now. We'll be back in 15 minutes, guys. I'll join it. Feel free to use it as a sprint timer. I will, of course, join in with the sprint when I get back.
Hey, James, how old are you going to be? August 13th, eh? On August 13th, I believe it was 1314, somewhere around there, they burned all the Templars. You literally are born on Friday the 13th, the literal one. Yeah, in 32 minutes, he'll be 29 next Tuesday. I did ask just how old are you going to be? And you had just said you're going to bed in 32 minutes. He's 29. I had an argument with Sable about it. She said, he's our age. I said, he's a kid. I was right. 13th of October. Oh, okay, right. I thought it was August.
I'm back and working in the background, and Anastasia, that is fucking hilarious. I tried being 30 once, I couldn't stick to it for more than a year.
That's why I always say that Friday the 13th is only unlucky if you're a Templar. I'm not a Templar, so I don't find the day unlucky. I've never been a Templar. I have no intention of becoming a Templar. You'll like that until you're older, James. When you're older, you don't like the fact that people think you're older anymore.
Depends on the circumstance.
Well, I like people to think I'm about 65 when I'm cussing people out in the line at the store.
See, there you go. I like people to think I'm at least 50 when I'm dressing down someone who desperately needs a scolding by their mother or grandmother.
Yeah, I did a full I want to talk to the manager, make a scene in Walmart like a few weeks ago. Shout out Tanya Huff, okay? Shout out to Tanya Huff. Oh yeah, I was full Karen. I was like, oh yeah. Some guy butted ahead of me in line because he didn't think I was moving fast enough. Because I was waiting for the woman ahead of me to clear her stuff out of the way before I moved up. So I went full Karen on his ass. Possibly, Emily. Possibly it comes from that. Right. Yeah, sure it was. You were just calling people hoes. We know you. Yeah. Well, the prick was older than I was. He's like, he wasn't moving. And he had his mask down under his nose, so I was freaking out on him about that too. Picked the wrong guy to cross in a line at the Walmart. Because remember, I'm a psychopath. I don't have an off switch. If I do something, I do it all the way. Hey, Nick. Welcome back, Twinkles. Yeah. Wisdom comes from experience. Most experience comes from a lack of wisdom.
Oh, hey, Akimotos, thank you for the subscription. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just gonna let the break timer run here. I'm sorry, I'm concentrating on something at the moment, guys. Give me a second. I am kind of tired of this name generator screwing up on me. I'm just trying to copy paste from another window and it's not working. And it is pissing me off. So I would really like to get it to work. Because this has become far more trouble than it is worth. Problem is I've got a whole bunch of alternative endings for a name here. It just won't take all the data all at once.
okay, I won't make you have to actually say that in chat. Daz, you may re-type that. Nobody will accuse you of calling Akimoto's a bad name.
Okay, 1 second. All right. All right, there we go. Now. Oh, I hear another dingy thing.
Must be a photo.
Don't make me manually type this. Okay. Just gotta enter like half a dozen at a time or some fucking thing. What a pain in my butt. I think I may have run into this problem before, which is probably why this wasn't done.
God save me from erroneous bullshit information.
What do you mean by erroneous bullshit information?
I'm copying stuff off the internet.
Right?
So it's things other people have made.
Right?
And the stuff they put into the descriptions of stuff is just retarded sometimes. My favorite homemade seafood dish? Tuna steaks. Barbecued tuna steaks.
That's what I thought. Alright, fine. You may go right to hell. Now then.
Doesn't have to say something loud, Angus does it? She could whisper something to her. You know, lean over, kiss her, whisper something. Or is the area just not conducive to that? Tuna steak is 10-ounce tuna steak with barbecue marinade on the grill. Yep. Oh, you mean could you make lime pepper tilapia or orange pepper? Oh yeah, I've done orange pepper before. Which is just orange and pepper. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend grapefruit or pomelo either, but humbug.
Yeah, it's just refusing to work for no reason that I can figure out. Worked just fine before. I am not in the mood to type out every single fucking name in this list. I'm not doing it.
tell Dimmy he's an ass and tell him to put it back the way it was.
Let's try that. Well, that's ticking me off. Alright, I'm done with it for now. Alright. Looks like we got 1 more minute to the sprint timer, so I'll let it run out and then we'll do a showcase.
1 more minute? Holy shit, I'm a minute behind. F5. Refresh. So I'd be 20-30 seconds behind. Alright, that's the sprint.
Sorry about that, guys. Aaron, you were keeping up in chat, right? So I don't have to trace it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were having a discussion about fish.
Fish. What are we talking
Fish.
about in terms of fish?
Your favorite homemade fish dish.
Ah, okay.
I said mine was barbecued tuna steaks.
Okay, I'm gonna double check who's gonna be up at 4 o'clock.
Brainstorm 10 minutes, Angstase would like.
Okay, I've got a couple of showcases I gotta do first, so.
Okay.
Well, okay, actually, maybe I'll do the showcase, and if chat wants to get in on the brainstorm while that's going on, that might be an efficient way to do it, because we're starting to run out of time here. I've got 2 more showcases I have to do, right? And, you know, and I would like to get the brainstorm done too. That there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and put your what you're working on there, Angstase, in the chat, and people can get an early start, and then I can throw in when I get there.
Twinkle says their showcase is pretty short.
Yeah, but I still gotta do kites.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, Geeks is gonna be on. Right, so maybe I'll raid Geeks. I gotta make a plan because I can't wait 15 minutes after 4 o'clock for somebody else to go up. They've got to be up at 4 o'clock. I gotta be out of here, alright? I need the time to get ready for Toysoldiers. Toysoldiers is going to be on at 5:30 tonight, by the way, because I also need an extra half an hour. So, yeah. Alright, let's do kites. I think, by the way, that I'm done my challenge article. I'm going to call it done for now, because I have a lot of other things I wanted to do, and I am not getting them done, and it is kind of making me angry. So, there we go. That's my Flash challenge article, if anybody feels like looking at it. And we'll do kites, because I love kites. Hatching! Oh, joys! As told by Kipes the Nistling. As I bone whistle for pocket jingles, I sees many things. One thing is how different the coming of hatchlings is from nistlings to boat peoples to fur peoples. It's furs. Boat peoples have fur on heads, and fur peoples have furs everywheres. No good scales on them. My bone whistle. I like that. Recorder. That's cool. Getting big. Gimmicks are wise. Gimmicks, adult female nistling. Are you taking note on the terminology, babe?
Yeah, I already knew that.
Okay. Are wise and only grow with eggs at mating season. They go to hatching cave to make nests and stay safe from hunts and raids. Gimmicks not growing eggs protect the lair. Muggers do all hunts and patrols of tribe lands. Adult male nistling? Okay. Even boss must do this while Mudu rules the lair. Both people's gimmicks called wives have hatchlings in all seasons. Wives keep doing their doings until hatching time. Other wives have party for wife before hatching. They bring gifts and have much happy times. A boat people's mugger called Mans once told me no man's allowed and wives play games, mysterious wonderments of joys no man's has ever seen. Fur people's gimmicks, called bells, are like wives. They have hatchlings in all season and keep doing their doings until hatching time. Fur peoples are free with their loves until hatchings come. Then the bell goes to oldsters and names fur people's mugger, called Rex, a father. Oldsters howl name a father before all the fur peoples. Many Rex run away when named father, so the fur peoples hunt them. After hunted, father cares for bell and hatchling until all grown. Funny how far some Rexes run. That's hilarious. Hatching time. Gimmicks howl the joys when hatchlings crawl out of nests, filling lair with happy musicals. We muggers sit all hush hush to hear tiny howls of new hatchlings. Oh, the joys and the groans! Huntings must feed more mouths. Boat people's hatching time has mans leave house so middle wifes take it over. Mans must haul buckets and buckets of water, then chops wood from great wood pile. Other mans comes and cheers him, but do not help. From house comes groans and moans and screams, oh my's, all made by hatching wife, while middle wifes chant, push and breathe. I like that, middle wives instead of midwives, that's great. Strangest musicals ever. Then middle wives bring new hatchling to mans, who can now stop hard works. Mans drink lots of happy hooch with other mans. Fun times. Whiskey, of course, yeah. Fur people's hatchings have the strange musicals too. All the bells come with gifts and makes happy times until hatching is done. All the Rexes take father out fishing till basket heaped with fish. When they returns, fishes are smoked on fires. A bell brings out new hatchling for cheers and joys. Father shares sticks of catweed with other Rexes. Stinky. They all smoke catnip? That's great. The hatchlings. They come not the same, and looks not the same, but all has wide wondering eyes. Tiny voices bring joys to hearts. Hatchlings are wise, we do the doings. Hatchlings are us. That is really cool. I like that very, very much. That is hilarious. Yeah, for those who want to check out the article, since the link was like ages ago. Here it is. I think it's amazing. I love Kipe's perspective on stuff. He's very much like, they're weird. But he's all like, but wondering eyes. You know? Yeah. It's pretty cool. And I like his interpretation of our mating rituals. It's really good. There's a Rex running away. Oh shit! I don't want to be responsible for this. A nest. That's great. Very cool. Very, very cool, Daz. Okay, I think we also... That was quick, so I think we have time for Twinkle's poem, too. For Valentine's Day. And here is the link to that, which I will put in the chat. Is Kipe's Daz's hero in the challenge? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I probably go on around 4, raid Toysoldiers at 5 if desires, or raid Geek, either way. Okay, if you... Either way, I'm good there, Twinkle. We raided Geeks last time, so I'm happy to raid you. Just make sure you're actually up and ready to go by 4 o'clock, because 4 o'clock the stream goes down regardless of who's available to raid. And like I said, there on Saze, fire up what you would like help with in the chat, because we'd be happy to help you with your brainstorm. Okay, this is Twinkle's poem. Love is a garden, see how it grows. Sometimes not neatly, sometimes in rows. Water it often, but not too much. Growing your love takes a delicate touch. I like that. Sometimes it's platonic, a love with no end. The love of a sibling, a parent, a friend. Cherish this love, it will see you through. When trouble comes into the garden you grew. Sometimes it's romantic, sometimes it's intense. This kind of love doesn't make any sense. This love grows in tangles, sometimes it grows weeds, sometimes it grows flowers, sometimes it bears seeds. Some loves are messy, some loves are neat. Some loves are a triumph, some loves a defeat. Some loves are stable, some loves will not hold. Some loves are timid, some loves are bold. Some loves will save you, some loves make you cry. Some loves will mourn you, some loves will die. Every love matters, the big and the small. Just don't forget to water them all. Love is a garden, verdant and green. Don't try to hide it, it's meant to be seen. Love is important, let your love shine. Love is important, and you're one of mine. I love you too. I love all you guys. As growly as I can be, because I can be. right? But that's just because
Yeah,
I know I can be.
be a miserable bitch.
I can be a miserable bitch. Yes, I can. It's true, but I think of myself a bit like Granny Weatherwax. You guys ever read Terry Pratchett? I'm a bit like Granny Weatherwax.
If you haven't, what the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah, Granny Weatherwax is all like, but she's, it's all in love, right?
Oh, Moonflower just wants her points back.
Oh, oh, did I miss something? Did you do a brainstorm before? Oh, you did a showcase. Okay, no, we can do your showcase. I can give you back your points, or we can do your showcase. Either one. I'm sorry, I did not see it there. Good night, Kayutan. Sleep well. Basic Dragon is here. Hi, Basic Dragon. Congratulations on launching your Kickstarter. Indeed. That should be live now. Please put your link in the chat so people can check it out. I will totally do your... I'm sorry, I just accidentally refreshed, says Moonflower. Moon, I'm sorry, I missed your showcase. I will do it first. I'll do things in order, right? If you like, then if you want your points back, that's fine, right? If you would rather I do the showcase, we can totally do that. You were up first, and that is how it works. So there is Basic Dragon's Kickstarter. We'll have a quick look at that.
What two minds are you of there, Angstaze? What's the two thoughts you have?
All right. Surviving Idle. A magical fantasy world where humans don't exist as a species. People from other worlds have been summoned, though. Most of the sapient species in this world live tough lives because of all the magical and monstrous creatures that live on the planet. Makes sense? 44 pages, short, choose your own adventure. Awesome. The first zine is the first quest in a series of quests that will end with you hopefully having survived Idle. The second zine will be kickstarted a month or two after this zine has been fulfilled. There will be LGBTQ characters in later numbers of the zine. For all digital. Okay.
I was just gonna say to Angstaze there. I think if it were me, and I came in and Sable had her lover, had her husband perhaps sleeping, I would try to quietly, touch her on the shoulder or give her a kiss or something like that and whisper goodnight and just go to bed. Something to let her know that I'm not upset with her. Right? Or, for whatever. So it doesn't look like I just went to bed without talking to you. Moonflower, you need a hug? I would worry a little bit, but I try to be quiet and gentle about that. Right.
If you're really sure you would like me to, you don't want me to do it. I'm interested in it, Moonflower.
No problem, Anastasia. Right? If it did wake him up, I'd whisper quietly, "I'm sorry" to him, and just go into bed.
Okay.
Head to bed.
I'm refunding your points. I'm sorry about the confusion. I would have been happy to read it.
Anything we can do to help? Moonflower? Hello, story girl.
How you doing? Good to see you. How are things in the world of Gemma today? Getting there is good. Getting there is good. We are currently looking at Basic Dragons Kickstarter, which launched today. I think I'll repost the link, just in case someone's just coming in. Okay, well, hug for Moonflower, and we'll get you next time, hun. Please don't forget that you wanted us to look at it. I will be happy to look at it. I'm interested. So, Story Girl says, weary, been streaming since last night and just chilling now. Holy crap. Why the long stream? So go support the Kickstarter. We're going to, but I'm not logging in right now because I don't figure the universe needs to see my credit card information. So, you guys want me to play the video?
Certainly.
Because I could. Okay, legit. Alright, I'll shut off the drums, we'll play the video, and then we'll do another sprint. That's cool. I like the style, that's pretty great. Did you guys read the text there where it was, you know, the choose your own adventure option presented? I like that. Actually, that's really well done there, Basic Dragon, because it tells people right away what the project is. Right, and that's yeah, that's really important. They have some good stuff on their how to do a Kickstarter, you know, kind of launch information, and I watched it all before I did either one of my Kickstarters, and so you know, I managed to get them funded. So although it was tight, right, but I did it, so it's cool. May I also put in my Kickstarter? Yeah, absolutely, Twinkle. You totally can. And I loved your video, and I'd love to show it, actually. I am already following Twinkle's Kickstarter. They are going live when? March 12th. Hey, Sparkle. Good to see you. Yeah, so go support the Kickstarter. This is a choose-your-own-adventure scene that takes place in Basic Dragons fantasy world on World Anvil. So, of course you want to support it. It's awesome. And check this out. Okay, so, like, honestly, these pledge levels are, you know, really reasonably priced for what you get. Right? So...
Murder a dragon day?
I hear a dragon. Yes, okay. So, is that back to work?
Barbarossa says it's Murder a Dragon Day.
Murder a Dragon Day? No! Okay, I'm gonna take my second break, guys. No, I don't have time to take a second break, do I? It's 3:30.
Nah. You're done in like 35 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, St. Valentine murdered a dragon. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so we're not sure that we can see the video screen. No, we can't. Okay. Twinkle's video is freaking awesome, by the way. I really liked it a lot. I watched it a couple times because I was like, that is so good. So, right, but there's the thing, and I thought I'd signed up to this already, but maybe I didn't because I just looked at the, offer your opinion. I'm not logging in right now. Okay, maybe I did it on my other computer when I was logged in. So, March 12th. And hey guys, I'll be doing a Kickstarter this year. It'll be in May, and it will be for the publication of A Few Good Elves. First book of the Toysoldier saga, first novel. Right? It's going to be largely what I'll be looking to cover is the art, the layout, right? Digital design for the cover to do title and whatnot, and a little bit of advertising budget. I don't go huge into internet advertising budget because I haven't had a huge amount of success. I did a bunch for Goodreads and Facebook and Twitter, and it all was a waste of time. The only thing that served any function was the Amazon and Google ads, so I'm probably going to try those again. So, only I'm going to go bigger this time if I can get it. Probably make those stretch goals. So, keep an eye out in May. Publication will be in September. Chaotica is doing my cover art. Alright, I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to see if I can make this damn thing here do what I want it to do. By the way, Angstaze, I think Aaron is right. That's why I didn't say anything. I agree with his answer.
About whether Lynn should say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if she should say something, but she should make some indication to Morgan that she's not upset and she's not going to bed without talking to her type thing. Yeah. No, it's just absolutely not going to take any more names than that. All right, fine. Cool, Sparkles.
What was that?
Just said he named his first D&D NPC for his next homebrew campaign.
Nice.
Heroine glass, the dwarven inventor of Strugpuder, or black powder. I hate it when I get carbonation up my nose too, Twinkles. Doesn't get half as bad as getting chilies up your nose. Or wasabi.
All right. And how are you guys doing on what you're working on? Sorry I got so focused there. I get very frustrated when things don't work the way that they're supposed to. And then I'm like, this is gonna work!
You think she's short? You should see her patience. Well, I'm glad you think so, but I haven't DM'd in years.
Oh no. Fireball whiskey up the nose? That sounds like a nightmare. Moonflower remembers the taco sauce incident, the salsa incident, the tomato soup incident, and the energy drink incident. I had a cayenne pepper dust incident. That was fun, let me tell you.
Struggling to find or create a struggle. Okay, the big thing is, what do you want them to do, Barbarossa? When you get them together, you got to think, okay, they got to do something. What am I going to get them to do?
Basic Dragon asked if there would be audio for the book. There will be, but not yet. Probably next year. Ah. Moon, that sounds awful. For the record, all those incidents were things falling off the fridge and onto me. The taco sauce incident was the worst. Glass bottle shattered and hit me in the stomach hard enough to bruise me. Blah. That is no fun.
This during your teenage years, Moonflower?
Do you use Find a Way, read it yourself, or hire someone privately? I'm still chewing on that. I have yet to do an audiobook, right? I'm currently in the planning stages of one for Weird West. I'm thinking of hiring someone privately. So I don't know if
Depending
people
on.
would rather have me read it.
Oh, I didn't realize you were just a kid. Moonflower. I'm kidding, of course.
Oh, I've teased them about that. I think you're younger than our son.
Way younger, like 10 years younger.
Yeah. So we're allowed to tease you.
My son turned 29 in November. My youngest daughter is older than her.
Oh, that's true. Well, way to make me feel old. Thank you very much. No, okay, I don't care. I actually have no feelings whatsoever about being the age I am, other than I'm that age.
All right, Sparkles, I'll talk to you in a bit, mate. I was just going to answer your question a bit, but it's going to take longer than you have. Remember, I'm on Tuesday. I'll try. I wouldn't waste your time with it for 4th edition D&D. I wouldn't waste your time with it. It's a putrid mess of shit. It isn't worthy of wiping my ass.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel, baby. I wasn't fond of 4th edition either, I have to say.
And 4th edition Forgotten Realms was an even worse putrid piece of shit that wasn't even worth wiping my enemy's ass.
I was definitely not a fan of their spell plague horseshit, I have to say. Alright, that's the sprint. How did everyone do? I've been working away here, or I've been reading showcases, and in either case, I haven't been checking in with you guys to see how you're doing on your projects. How are you doing? 4E sucks, says Moonflower. Oxazer says, one almost thinks Mr. E dislikes 4E. Yes, yes, he does. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't clear? Let me be frank.
I know the self-publishing channel I follow heavily pushes audiobooks, says Oxaze. Yes, actually, there is a market that is totally open and like there is a good market for audiobooks for independently published books in particular, right? And it's because there's a dearth of them, right? So it's easier to make your voice heard in the audiobook market, and there are a lot of people who prefer audiobooks. Maybe they don't have time to read, so they put it on when they're making their commute, right? Or maybe they have dyslexia and they, would rather listen to a story than try to rearrange the letters in their brain on a page, which is perfectly legit,
Maybe they're quadriplegics and can't handle books very well.
Like my hubby, who listens to a lot of audiobooks, right? Yep. Maybe they like to do two things at once and put an audiobook on in the background while they're working on something else, like the dishes,
All right, Twinkles, you go have a good time, and we'll see you at 4.
All right, see you, Twinkles. Yeah, Basic Dragon says, I'm working on the next Flash challenge. Excellent. Are you talking about the birthing rights one or the one after that? Because, I mean, like, you're the one who sets up the Flash challenges, right? So, I'm interested to see.
A head start.
The one after that. Nice, nice. Okay, that's cool. I liked this one. I had an idea for it, and I just finished it, like, a few minutes ago. Right? Because I was swearing because names were involved in my birthing traditions, and I had to make a name generator for an ethnicity of elves that I had not yet made the name generator for, and it was not working. So, yeah, that is what I was talking about. So, yeah, well, I'm writing up the blog post for the next one, says Basic Dragon. Awesome. That's cool. I'm looking forward to it. I like Flash challenges. They're fun, right? Usually there's something really relevant. I don't think I've skipped one yet. Right? And I've got a personal rule at the moment that I'm ignoring prompts unless they're directly relevant to something I need to work on. Right? Because I need to get certain things done for my world, and I've been allowing myself to get distracted. I didn't do the advent prompts, for example, because, I was concentrating on some things and I didn't want to, get distracted. But the Flash challenges are usually relevant. I'm usually doing something that, where it's like, yeah, I mentioned that. I probably should do an article about it. So, yeah. So, you do good work, and I enjoy it. So, thank you for doing these. Yeah. I read 2 books a day while at work, says Basic Dragon. I used to do that too. When I was working at, I was a graveyard shift taxi dispatcher. I read a lot of books that way. Moonflower says, I ate my feelings with mashed potatoes and it actually made me feel a little better. I hear you. Comfort food. I'm sorry, baby, I ran you over.
Yeah. I said, you actually finished a whole course in college that way.
I did. Yeah, I did actually do that. It's true. Yeah. Emily is writing her bullet journal that she's been ignoring for more than a week. And I've already forgotten everything I've done in the meantime. Oh no. And Moon's like, oh, thanks for the reminder. Cool.
She did not say, oh, she said, oh shit, thanks for the reminder.
Well, that's true.
Meaning she was supposed to do it and hasn't.
Are you guys making progress on your stuff? Is it working out for you? So we have one more sprint here, and then it's quitting time. And my dinner is on the way, says Story Girl, which is excellent. We had dinner, which is like breakfast at stupid o'clock for you, sort of, right? Because it's like, what time is it in Oz right now, babe? Yeah, yeah, 10:15 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, because Gemma's been up all night in South Australia. That's right. Yeah. Ah, gotcha, says Basic Dragon. Janet is the one that decides what the Flash challenges should be about, and the rest of the enchanters discuss the prompt. That's cool. Well, they're cool. They work. They're always relevant. They're always something that I kind of need to do. Yeah, I know, that's legit. I was just trying to remember exactly where you lived in Australia, and I couldn't. And it's like, it's one of the major cities. Why can I not remember it? So I'm just being an idiot, and I'm tired. I am aware that there are like 5 different time zones in Australia, because Australia is huge, right? You know?
It is a continent.
Exactly. Right? It's like Canada. What time is it in Canada? Depends where. You know?
And it's a continent.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I just couldn't remember which city you lived in, so I'm being an idiot. Not a great deal smaller than the US. No, no, hardly any difference at all, actually. So, yeah. When you're talking about, continental scales, I guess, but Anastasia is slacking, letting ideas percolate. Excellent. You have to do that. You have to give yourself room for that. And Moonflower says, bullet journal is usually helpful. I just lost mine on the 7th. And Emily somehow reminded me where it was. Oh, that's great. That's cool. Okay.
Oh, we're supposed to be sprinting?
Yep, it's sprint time. Did you get anything done today at all, by the way, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering, because, we were very chatty today.
I'm always very chatty.
I know. So, like, only half the time do you get things done on your stream.
Yeah, I got, like, 2 whole powers done. Copied and pasted.
Oh, good for you. To be fair, I'm not much better because I got stuck on the whole name generator thing, which actually really wasn't that important to spend the effort on it that I was spending on it. It's just that it was making me frustrated. So that was not an efficient use of my time. Okay, I think I'm up to date now. I had to change the rank descriptions. Okay, yes, chapter 24 was the last chapter I published to the patrons. And Moon, you should be able to get all the back episodes and stuff that is suited to whatever Patreon level you took. So let me know that if that works, because I don't know if it does. Right, so, and yeah, you should have gotten an email saying how to add yourself to the appropriate subscriber group at World Anvil, at the Toysoldier Saga, and at Weird West. So, all right. And I just got the notice from Discord that Twinkle is online, so that is excellent. Yeah, I was just being kind of, I've really got to get off at 4 o'clock because last week was a shit show. It was really not. It was not a thing that was good. Because I was running behind on time, I asked Aaron to put dinner on. And Aaron didn't really have time to put dinner on. And so he was rushing around, which is fair. Ended up tripping over the major plug that plugs in everything. So the computers all went down, the stream went down, the router went down, everything went down, and he lost a whole bunch of work that he'd been working on, right? Because it was unsaved. So, yeah. So I'm like, we cannot do that again.
Can't rain all the time.
So, yeah, that was why I was being firm about that. And that's also why Toysoldiers is at 5:30 today, not 5 o'clock. And I'm sorry, I don't think I changed it on the calendar or my schedule yet, and I apologize, and I will do that as soon as I get off of the stream here. Yeah, okay, that brings me up to date. Now all I have to do is my regular editing. Okay. Phew. Okay, I already did that then, I guess.
Now I wasted about an hour setting up a new monitor.
Hmm.
Well, the old monitor that was behind my chair. You have to wait 3 minutes.
Who?
The cat. I'm sorry, Story Girl. Don't say what to any Scots I meet. I wasn't paying attention to chat, so I don't know what I said. No. Right. Well, when I was in England, it only rained twice 1 week, once for 3 days and once.
And that is the sprint, guys. Yeah.
That is the stream, guys.
Yep, pretty much. All right. Okay, gotcha, Story Girl. I read, location roughly equivalent to Galveston, Texas, but superimposed over the Australian continent. Yeah. It said I could view over 200 posts, but I didn't read all of them. Very long list. Yeah, fair enough. If you want to read the A Few Good Elves, it's tagged specifically as A Few Good Elves. If it's not part of the book excerpts, it's not tagged with that. The Toysoldier saga is quite the list, and I'm afraid you're gonna have to look through all of the Weird West Chronicles stuff if you want to find the Weird West story bits. But, I mean, once you find the manuscript and you're subscribed to the group, you don't have to flip through all the posts. You can, find it from any of the links in the World Anvil manuscript, right? So that may be a lot easier.
Oh, she joined our Patreon.
She did, or they did, rather.
They did. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, they did. Thank you, Moonflower.
All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. This was a bit of a chaotic and all over the place stream.
It was.
But I had a good time, and I hope you guys did too. And thanks for sharing your showcases with us, and your Kickstarters, and your poetry, and all the wonderful creative things that you all do. Moonflower, I hope we'll get to see yours at another time. I'm looking forward to it. And we're off to Raid Twinkle. So don't forget when you get there to call out "Prepare to be boarded," because we are the Sable's privateers.
And I know that England isn't Scotland.
And we'll be back tonight at 5:30 our time, which is, I have to do...
An hour and a half from now.
Yeah, but GMT, that is, I've got to get in the habit of saying it.
1:30.
1:30 a.m. GMT? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be back at 1:30 a.m. GMT, right, where we will be doing our weekly game, Toysoldier's Old School, which is kind of a prelude to the Toysoldier Saga novel series. It's already required me to make some small changes to things, but nothing's gone off the rails yet, so it's still canon as of this point.
Even though there are no cannons.
Yet. Right? And yes, and then Monday's our day off. Tuesday, Erin is back for Ask an Old GM at 2 p.m. Pacific, which is 10 p.m. GMT. Right? So thanks, everybody. Happy Love You and Everybody Else Day, because that is what Valentine's Day should be about.
Yeah. About love for the world.
Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work?
Because you're foolish.
You don't even know what I did.
I know, right? It was foolish.
I must have mistyped something. Okay. So,
foolish.
Have a good rest of your time zone, everyone. And hopefully we'll see you in an hour and a half or so. And if not, we'll see you Tuesday. Bye.